Pawpaw Sammy here. I'm setting up to grind my paper, my shredded paper for my worm bin. I'm fixing to set up. I went to Samantha Starkey Farmstead today, and I got some eggs, and I brought them home. So I'm gonna set up a little egg bin here and show you how I do it. Uh, I just run my paper through the shredder. And I want to show you a trick on this shredder. Okay, notice if I tear it this way, see what happens? All right, but if you tear it right, look, then you just take it like this. So when you get your paper, always experiment. Tear it in the right direction. It'll be a lot easier and a lot faster. I mean, just peel it right off. Now, that's the trick on shredding the paper. I'm going to go ahead and shred the rest of it and set up this egg bin and show you how to do it. Now, I'm going to show you how to set up your egg bin for your eggs to hatch off by themselves. This right here was bought at Walmart. Oh, I don't know, $10 or $15. I mean, $10, $12. You know, it's just a tote. All right. Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix in this wheelbarrow for the simple reason I do not. If I make a mistake in the moisture, I can correct it. I don't like to correct it in here with the eggs. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to start off with the shredded paper. I showed you how to handle a minute ago. Just pour it in here. Okay? That takes care of that. Now, this is grass clippings. It's been in this shed since dirt. Smells like fresh cut hay. You dump that in there. That's part of the bedding, people. All right, now, don't laugh. Here is dried eggshells. I mean, you break them up as fine as possible. Worms have gizzards, like a chicken. They need roughage, fine sand, eggshells, anything to get in that gizzard to grind their food. And really, they don't eat the food. The bacteria eats the food. They eat the bacteria, which basically is food. Now, what I got here, 2 or 3 things. I got a little corn, just regular cracked corn. Put some of that in there for the simple reason, by the time these worms get ready to eat, the eggs hatch, this corn is going to be moisture soaked and soft, and they love corn. That's a fact. Okay, and here's another good one. This is just strictly a protein powder. A buddy of mine's a weightlifter. What happened was it got way outdated. He was going to throw it away. I said, oh no, no. That's good for the worms. So you just, throw a little bit in there because it's so fine. They can eat that with no problem whatsoever. Now, the next thing we're going to add is coffee grounds. Protein and caffeine. And see the filters? Look, put filters and all in there. They will, when they get size enough, they'll eat it. You can throw a filter in the main worm bin, it won't last 2 weeks. They'll go after it. I mean, a filter is nothing but paper, wood pulp. Okay, now, get this out the way. All right. So we're looking pretty good there. Okay. Now, peat moss. Got to have your peat moss. I'll tell you why. It helps control the moisture. It helps to keep that moisture in there. That way you don't have to keep wetting it. And once you get it damp, it's controlled. Now, just do a little mixing job. You always mix it good, people. Your shredded paper if you don't mix it, it's gonna wind up making oh heck, a clot, a clump, and it's never gonna. They won't ever eat it. You come back 2 years, and it'll still be in there. Get it mixed up where the paper stays by itself, and these worms will eat it. When I put these eggs in there, oh, some of them will be hatching in the next 2 or 3 days. Some will be hatching in the next 2 or 3 weeks. About 8, 9 weeks after that, they're gonna start laying eggs. And what I'll do is, I'll go through this bin, or pretty regular, and I'll take out all the worms I can find and put them over there in the big boy. All right. When that happens, your eggs are gonna hatch, and they're gonna start over, and it's gonna be like it's an egg producing bin right there. That's looking good. The worms, red wigglers, you don't want a very deep bed. Some of the eggs I got from some Starkey's farmstead, some of the eggs was ready to hatch. You can look at them and tell. They even got a couple of pregnant females, pregnant worms. They hermaphrodites, male and female, all of them. Now, take this over here, put that in there. Okay. Can you see down in there? Now, like I said before, you do not want to over wet it, but you want it wet, damp. So you add a little water and start mixing. It don't take long, just continue on till you get it about as damp as you want it, in which I'm not going to take all that time. It just takes up a lot of time for nothing. And what I'll do, when I get it to the right dampness, in which you pick it up and squeeze hard. And if you only get maybe a drop or two of water, that's perfect. That's good, right there. Quit, you're ahead. Now, but since this is all fresh, check it tomorrow and the next day after that. Because sometimes it feels wet, and as it absorbs into that dry grass and stuff, it gets dry real quick. So keep checking for 3 or 4 days. Get that temperature, the moisture right, and you don't have to worry about your worm eggs. They'll hatch. All I'm gonna do now, get the moisture correct, dump my eggs in there, and go over there to my main bin and set it on the side. And that's gonna be my egg producer right there. There's one minor detail I forgot to tell you. Do not put this lid back on this bin. Don't do it. Here it's set up, nice and damp. Your eggs are in there, looking good. You take an old piece of cardboard, look, just regular cardboard, and drop it in there. Hey, it don't even fit. Look, that's okay. That gives the worms security. They feel safe, and they'll stay under it. Put that lid on this container, and as them eggs hatch, if they hatch, they're coming out of there. Believe me, I've lost enough worms to know. Like and subscribe.